We are live in Marsabit County. Now, this is the northern frontier, the NYOTA Phase 2 program, rolling out this particular place. And we have got several beneficiaries coming here to give their testimonies and how the first phase actually helped them to enhance their business. But now, let me not just talk too much. I have got the PS for Interior Raymond Omollo, who is here, Dr. to give us more updates on what's happening here and what you should be expecting. PS, it's a very cold morning, just to start with, but I hope the day is going to be warmer. Now, first of all, the second phase, just give us a quick rundown of what the first phase was all about and what we should be expecting today.
So, Victor, first of all, thank you and good morning from the cold, chilly weather of Marsabit. I'm joined with my PS colleague, PS for Petroleum, Kelo Asama, together with the Deputy Governor of Marsabit County, Mwalimu Solomon. So this is the second phase of the business support for the NYOTA program. The first phase was successfully rolled out across the country. In Marsabit County, we had 1,570 beneficiaries that were beneficiaries of the business support program that allowed each beneficiary to receive 25,000 grant, 3,000 being part of their savings into the NHIF fund. Now, the 23,000 was to help them start up their businesses or expand and support their businesses. Yes. Away from that, there were three critical things that actually happened. There was a training on entrepreneurship as well as mentorship, the pointing out of other opportunities for these young Kenyans, and third was basically the follow-up on what they've been doing or what they've been able to do with the first tranche of phase of the grant that they have received. So today we'll be listening to a lot of those success stories from different groups, the youth, the women, people with disabilities. But also we are doing now the second phase, which is the second tranche of 25,000. Again, just like in the first phase, 3,000 goes towards their savings. And this is part of what the President has been talking about to instill a savings culture in this country. We have seen how that has helped in the development of the country in terms of the resources that we've been able to mobilize. In terms of these young people, this grant is basically giving them a boost. Many a times people have ideas, you want to start a business, but capital is something that is very difficult to come by. And in certain cases you have the capital, but you do not have the technical know-how. So this is what we are doing for the young people of this country, focusing on those between the ages of 19 and 29. Of course, up to 35 if they are persons with the disabilities. But then there's a broader program that this NYOTA is helping us deal with. Yes. So apart from just the business support, there is the recognition for prior learning, where people have certain skills, but they've not been certified or they've not been trained into those skills. So we are offering them an opportunity by linking them with those who are already in the industry in specific fields, and then we give them the certification so that then it allows them to be properly recognized and also to account for them at the same time properly get them compensated for the skills that they have.
But it appears we're seeing the funds going up it's been scaled from the first disbursement, it's gone slightly higher. What's the need?
So in the case of Marsabit, we have scaled it up because the first disbursement was 37 million. Yes. In today's disbursement, we are doing 41 million. Because the plan is that we are doing 84 people per ward across the 20 wards in Marsabit, but across the 1,450 wards across the country. So we have those who are joining for the first time. Yeah. As part of the first phase. That is why we had 1,500 in the first phase, but here today we have 1,600. So we have close to about 200 who are starting. And we've had about 98-99% success rate. So we are also trying to fill up the gap, but also for one reason or another, there are people who are identified in the first phase, but because they had not managed to do all the minimum of 75% response in terms of the training, they did not benefit in the first phase. Now they've come on board, but also where we are dealing with dropout, we have also included additional numbers. But also as part of our interaction from the first phase and in between, there was a request across the country that we needed to expand the scope so that we increase the numbers of beneficiaries. We were looking at a minimum of 70 and a maximum of 84 per ward. So when you see those variations, then you are able to appreciate how then the number.
It seems that there's a lot of interest so far from the first disbursement, the first phase, but the second phase is bringing a lot of applications, close to 2 million. How are you sieving them to onboard this huge number?
Victor, what we are doing is, yes, there's a huge demand. Now, in the second phase, the demand is higher than the first phase because there was a lot of apprehension whether this was just another story. Now that we have a lot of success stories that this was not a story, it was real thing, then the youths are seeing that when they look around them, people are already benefiting and doing something, and that is why we have huge numbers. Now, what do we do with the huge numbers? First of all, we go as per the plan, but I think it's also an opportunity to expand the scope in terms of the resources that is made available. And besides that, we are also pointing the young people to the other existing opportunities, whether it's through the Youth Enterprise Fund, the Women Enterprise Fund, the Affirmative Action Fund, and also through the Hustler program. You find that it is now possible to access increased amounts of credit, so that even for those who have been beneficiaries now, they can then easily drop off. And I think we are looking at how do we scale it up and also sustain it beyond even this phase 2. I've mentioned about the other work streams, the on-job learning experience, which is also going on, the recognition of prior learning, alongside the business support that we are doing today.
Final word, what should you expect today?
So this is happening in 17 other locations, with the main one being overseen by His Excellency the President. So we are doing this on behalf of the President. I expect the President to speak to the success of what this noble initiative is. And remember, he turned it around. It's not that we had never had a similar exercise. Previously, it was only in isolated places. He opened it up so that the whole country benefits, each and every ward. So the expectation is that when we listen to the success stories, then to the rest of the country, the rest of the youths, they see the possibilities that exist when the leadership is determined and is interested in uplifting the young people of this country.
Well, Piers, thank you so much. We wish you all the best and we'll catch up later.